So the next one is I thought it was super. It's a super cool concept for a website. So if you just go to goodsalesemails.com, it's just exactly what the domain is. And you might be thinking to yourself, why would I ever need this? But if you're a startup or a small business and you're trying to think of like interesting, compelling copy to increase, open rate, CTA, but like clicks on your CTAs within your emails, it basically will show you an entire company's email marketing campaign, which you're probably thinking, I get emails all the time, but some of these are actually very catchy, and like the way the emails are framed probably would make me a little bit more compelled to read it or respond or engage. So I personally think I am not very good at writing these type of emails. Doing outreach as a small business, like salesy emails can come across like pretty terribly and land pretty like poorly.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for examples of how startups that probably have, marketing and branding experts writing these, it's a great repository of sample emails.
Yeah. I mean, I often look at the person sending it first. I'm starting to see some of these companies writing the subject line a bit like a BuzzFeed article, where they'll say, "Have you seen him?" And I'll be like, "What?" And then you open it and it's not even related to anybody. So it's like they're trying to catch you in, and I find those things a bit more insulting. But they're having a proper strategy for email campaigns. Surprisingly, there was a designer who wrote a typography book, which name eludes me. He was trying to produce this. He produced this book online. It's free to read, but it was basically opened up donations to see if it would make any money whatsoever. But what he found was having a newsletter and getting people go right directly to the website worked much better than social media. And having a newsletter which people subscribe to converted about, and he made the same amount of money that he would have made had he gone to like a big publisher. So newsletters obviously work, especially if you're a business, like building up like a personal relationship with people who are directly interested. So I think having, say, like 1,000 people sign up to your newsletter who will actually buy into whatever it is that you're selling is much more meaningful than having 100,000 who don't, and maybe 3 might click on a link that you share. So and I think this is good having that. Again, I'd be more cautious about using these templates verbatim. I think you can take this as a starting point and maybe customize your own one.
I definitely would. I would definitely encourage writing your own. I think the thing that I think is the most helpful is the structure of the emails. How long are they? What's the opening? What's the first sentence? How do they close? What imagery do they use? Those type of things I think are what you should take away. The other is that an email campaign. Most people have obviously sent hundreds, thousands of emails in their career, but an email campaign is a much more targeted approach. How long was it between emails? What's the difference between the first email, the second email, and the third email? Like that type of like strategy, I don't think is like definitely not taught in business school. A lot of it is self-taught and just like trial and error. So the reason I thought this was interesting is that if you're trying to, for example, create your newsletter for the first time and increase readership, you can kind of play around with like how you're wording your first email versus your second email versus your third email. So I'm a big fan of like repositories like this. So like there's a ton of design tools that do this as well. They like take all of the free like icon libraries from across the web, and they put it all in one place. Like I love repositories like that, so you can kind of pick and choose as you go. So great free resource. That one's called Good Sales Emails. Anything else, Mustafa?
No, just open up I was looking at one of them, say SurveyMonkey, and so like the way the website's got it formats on day 0, the first thing that you send to them. Day 4, you might a follow up. Day 10, another follow up. Day 15, day 21, 26, 33. Like SurveyMonkey obviously has a pattern where they'll give some time in between. Although, say like day 0, it's like, thank you for watching a quick demo. Love to get your feedback. If you have 10 minutes to chat, and it's like details of the sales representative. Then day 4 is like, just following up on the last email, are you interested to learn more? See, I don't know if I haven't responded, something like that would possibly annoy me, but then I'm unique, right? And then like later on, it's like, I've sent you a few emails, but I haven't heard back. I don't know.
I mean, if you think about it, they're just trying to close leads, right? So it's like,
yeah,
to them, you're either going to be a potential customer or you're a lost cause and they'll move on from. But I guess like there's like probably a sales tactic that says like you need to try X number of times before someone actually like, will try your product or service, for example.
Like, I'm not an expert in this field, so clearly SurveyMonkey, who know what they're doing, especially when it comes to email, they've obviously had some kind of uplift as a result of doing this. So there may be something in there that works. And obviously for a big company, you cast the largest wide net possible. And, if you can raise your sales by 10%, that's quite huge. So
thank you for listening to today's episode of Design Huddle. The opinions expressed are solely our own and do not express the views or opinions of our employer.